I refuse to be gaslit. I'm not going to argue whether or not the matchmaking does have EOMM or not. It seems that because of all the recent psyops, people have self-conditioned to reject their own pattern recognition skill. For those not in the know, several streamers have deducted that something weird must be going on with the matchmaking in Marvel Rivals. The thing that tipped them off was how no matter how you play, you end up with a pretty consistent winning and losing streak that seems to force a 50% win ratio. Win long enough, you get an impossible losing streak. Lose enough, you get an impossible win streak. These people were then vindicated when it was found that NetEase has a pattern for matchmaking and videos explaining how it works. It's not a matter of winning or losing, but farming engagement. It's a thing that also exists in other games like Call of Duty. All of which is actually fine by me. I want to buy skins, I want to play longer, and I don't mind losing once in a while. The issue is that the game pushed this so far it's really obvious and just frustrating for any noticer. In practice, when playing alone in ranked, you're going to need to take prolonged breaks or alternate with quick match. It's the only way to beat the AI, which is funny because it makes me play less. I want to just play an hour of competitive but can't. If not, the system flags you as having too much success. When playing in a team of more than two, prepare to get absolutely obliterated. Playing with friends probably flags you too and leads to massive lose streaks bigger than in solo. So the only option to play with friends is to go to quick match, but here the algorithm doesn't matter, for there is an even bigger threat. 212 Spider-Man.
I got him!
It's not that the AI doesn't come into play, it's just that the average player is so bad everyone is going to have a hard time. Quick match literally doesn't matter, it means nothing, yet it's the only place where you can play with your friends. You will rank up alone but not profit from your experience. Matches are also worse if your differential is high. The friend that is bronze but plays like a gold because he has played games like that in the past will be a burden because other bronze players will be put into the team to balance it. This is where the dread comes in. You will get into a match and realize that you can't win, but the true cosmic horror settles when you realize that you are the good player supposed to carry the team. The things I had to do with Cloak and Dagger, there's no way I should be healer, DPS, and also keep the objective because no one stays on it. I had a match where a player told me that he didn't know the objective goes back when you stay next to it. That wasn't gold, by the way. For those saying skill issue, you have to remind yourself that this is a team game. There's so much you can do by yourself. Even a grandmaster would struggle if he was on a team where no one stays on objective. People don't understand the fundamentals of the game, and even if you're at a rank you deserve, the others who are not good get carried along with you because we need that 50% ratio. In Street Fighter 6, there was contention with the modern controls. They allowed players to do simplified inputs to perform moves, removing one of the fundamental aspects of fighting games, execution. That feature was counterintuitive because most of the players just pressed buttons and didn't understand concepts. They were also limited in their inputs because those were preset. They were outliers, but past bronze you would barely see these players and they were almost non-existent in gold. Here you never get free of that 212 Spider-Man. The bad player gets pushed from 43 to 48 to get him as close as possible to 50. Ironically, these people blame others and think they know better but barely know their own buttons. Think of that Jeff that doesn't release the team. I understand business, I understand engagement, but in practice the system just forced people into the same group. It's virtual communism. Everyone has to be equal. Everyone is expected to have the same outcome despite their skills or time invested. How come people who stream for a living have the same ratio than I do? The 212 Spider-Man has a similar ratio to Tim the Tatman. Really?
Guys want another resource you can use? You can actually use this. So this is Tracker Network. If you want to look somebody up. So I'm gonna throw my buddy Arrow under the bus. Sorry, Arrow. He only solo queues. He's going through it right now. He's at a 46% win rate. When I was going on a lose streak, I went from a 70% win rate queuing solo only to a 40% win rate. At which point I closed the game, stopped playing, came back, and then went on a massive win streak and went back to 51% win streak or win percentage. Even people that group up in Grandmaster and Celestial, like Tim the Tapman, 51% win rate. Apply, 57% win rate. But funny enough, if you go to the rank 1 players, this is for PC, PlayStation Network, and Xbox. Whoa, 83% win rate. TLDR, all of these guys understand these algorithms, and they are probably exceptional players and probably also forming full pre-mades. 75% and 74%, so exceptionally high. You'll notice that most players bounce somewhere between, like, on average, a 48% win rate and a 58% win rate, being on the higher ends. In this game, you can actually climb to Grandmasters with a negative win rate of 48%. The reason for that is that you win more points than you do when you lose, and you also have a Chrono Shield. So kind of another faulty system where it's like everybody gets a participation trophy. You actually get rewarded for going negative, and you can achieve Grandmaster in doing so simply by just playing the game long enough.
Everyone is stuck between 47 to 51%, and you only go to 60 or higher when you get in the last 3 ranks. It's insane. Just for your information, I'm Gold 3 on PC. I was Gold 1 at some point, and on console I'm Platinum 3 and was Platinum 2. No, I'm not smurfing, it's just that the PC version had issues near launch, especially if you're not on an SSD. I noticed that being a higher level on PC made it more difficult to try to rank up, even with good play, the strategy mentioned earlier, and breaks. On console, I flew to Platinum. I slowed down and corroborated the accounts of people playing solo queue and reaching high elo. Like those people, however, I started slowing down after reaching those levels. Competition didn't get better, as someone dishonest might surmise. It's just that the unbalanced matches alternated faster. 1 victory to 1 loss. No matter what, I got stuck in that 50-50 ratio. My win rate for the half season is 54% now on console. Rivals is a good game, but it's so money hungry that it's going to dig its own grave. I rejoice to not have a game filled with DEI, but they had to fail at something else somehow. My nerdy friends and I playing less means little, but even at my job, people care less about the game. My coworkers are definitely gamers, but they're not noticers to say the least. Some have made it to Diamond only to fall back to Platinum and be discouraged. Others come back but just to get time-limited skins. One reached Gold and just gave up. That's a sentiment that I see both on and offline. Their announcement about expanding and having esports skins doesn't bode well. We probably won't have to worry about China having a monopoly on games because they're going to collapse under the weight of their own arrogance. A new skin is about to come out as of writing of this, and I don't care. I would normally jump on that Cloak and Dagger skin, but that would play into their system. I'm going to lose anyway, and when I win, it's because you mandated it to push a poor sap into buying 2. The only way to win at this game is literally not to play. Or at least play less.